Greetings, upstanders. Dr. O here, and I wanted to share my condolences and just rest in peace and power to. Uh, it's just weird to even say the late Malcolm Jamal-Warner. It's always we all know this. We all know this. It's always when you're talking about stars and celebrities and leaders and icons and people in their field. It's always different when you lose somebody of your generation versus somebody of older generation. So of course, we're saddened by, the passes of passing up, Cicely Tyson. Roland Martin was just talking about this. James Earl Jones, like it's all sad. It's all depressing and it's all frustrating. Obviously, when it's somebody of your own generation, it hits at a deeper level for you. And when I just think about what this man did, and it's amazing because at the time that he came out with the Cosby Show, he did other things, Fame and stuff. uh I can't think of any black sons on TV in prominent roles. When you think about shows like Family Matters and those types of shows, they came out about 3 or 4 years later, and there were other ones. And then if you go to earlier days, like the Jeffersons, Lionel was an adult, right? So it's like a black, teenage son, like he was that dude for us. And, being about, 5 years apart, just watching all of the things that he did. We can talk about the show, shining a light on dyslexia, learning disabilities, because, Cosby's son in real life had it. Enos had that. The love that he showed to his, girlfriend Justine, that black love that was there. You think about the fact that growing up, on the show, and becoming an educator, going into the classroom, being a teacher, and just all of the things he did to shine the light on different types of the different types of black men that we are, from boys to men. Just seeing that with him, and then on top of that, coming of age during the time with the AIDS epidemic and doing his work to shine a light on that. Every role that I've seen him in has always been a dignified role. I never watched Malcolm and Eddie just because I don't know. I just never got around to it, so I can't speak much to that show. But I did know that in watching videos of his interviews that he had issues with the writers. Because it seems like he was always somebody who was trying to represent blackness positively in everything that he did. And then of course to continue, me being a poet and hearing that he was doing this world thing with the spoken word tip and Grammy award winning. And then the music, my daughter plays the flute, and she did a program, summer program at Berkeley School of Music in Boston. And he came there and performed, and he was just that guy. Like, we just realized how much we've taken for granted now that he's gone. Every time I saw him in a role, playing Yvette Nicole Brown's husband on or ex-husband on Community, just run down the list. I think about his wife. I think about his daughter, 8 years old. An interview I saw that he did when she was first born, and just the love that just emanated from him. And it seems like he was somebody who got a lot of flowers while he was here, and that's important. And obviously, there's just going to be more coming. This is really sad. It's really sad. I mean, as you all know, my mom passed on June 6th, and one of my fondest memories growing up is watching, the Cosby Show, with my family, with my dad, with my mom, with my siblings. And he has a cherished place in our heart. And I know, like, yeah, Gen X, but a lot of people obviously would show like Different World and Cosby and stuff. And I know particularly before, a lot of the things came out later, that younger people were watching the Cosby Show. Maybe some still do. So there's lots of opportunities for his legacy to live on, but it's just really tragic. It's just really tragic. It's sad on so many levels, but I want to thank him. I want to thank his family for just being that star for us that many of us probably didn't even know that we needed, probably until right now. As I said, I'm still in the mourning stage of everything else we're dealing with. Um, so yeah, yeah. I don't know if there's somebody else. I don't know. Hopefully, I won't have to find out of what I was about to say. I'm not even gonna say it. But we talked when Cosby was big. The show ever talk about America's Dad. Felicia Rashad was. They never called her America's Mom, as far as I'm can know that I know, and I don't think she ever got any Emmy awards or anything like that. But she was a mom for so many of us, and or an auntie, whatever it is. But before I just ramble too much, I just want to say that it's a sad day for many of us. Um, he's left a body of work that people can go and study and see this man's greatness. He didn't succumb to just being a child star and the trials and tribulations that go with that. He continued to go and grow and transcend. And all of y'all out there, please don't use this as an opportunity to talk about black people need to learn how to swim and so on and so forth. The best swimmer can get caught in these undercurrents, and there's no chance. So please, let's stay positive and stay focused on this man's legacy. In the words of Michael Jackson's one of his classic songs, it's just gone way, way, way too soon. So yeah, thank you, Malcolm. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your light. Thank you for your leadership. And thank you for just always representing and showing what it looks like. Peace.